ever since he
Yeah.
said he didn't want to be on the podcast. I just
I know,
can't stand
dude,
being on Discord with him.
just literally out on Jimmy immediately. Like, talk about disgust. All right, so what are we thinking?
I don't know, but I'm
Should I,
stoked at all the planning that we did this week for this week's episode. I'm feeling so good
I
about
did write
all the
down some topics
planning.
actually.
Oh, that's awesome because I did not. So I'm really glad to hear that you did. I gotta
Are you
stream this
recording
one.
already?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. That's fucking
We're
wild.
getting
Okay.
right into it, dude. There's no fucking
Yeah,
around. There's not
I
a
mean,
single fuck
straight
around
up.
happening.
Should I get on camera? What do you think? Are we running it back on that?
I mean,
Kind of like sitting here with my lights off.
it's up to you. Yeah, I mean, do you have
All right.
pants on, or is it the usual Dante
No,
weekend gaming
I
session with
just
no
took Sarah
pants?
out. I wanted to take Sarah out before.
My question
Um,
stands.
yeah, I have pants on. Actually, the real reason is because my neighbor is having this party. I don't want them to look into my window and see me without pants on.
Dude, it sounds like you would be possibly invited to the party very quickly.
I think I want to go to the like,
Not because of that. You want them
if
to
they have
invite you
people
because of your
over.
personality, not your dick outline.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's all I have to offer, Stas.
Are they
My
old
incredible
neighbors or
personality.
no?
Old neighbors? What do you mean?
Yeah, like are they old people or are they young
Oh,
or
no. No, they're young. There's like only young people in my building. There's not that many old people. Like maybe a few middle-aged people, but
damn? Are there any families or anything or
pretty
it's
new. Um, Not really. I mean, there's like a few people with like young kids, but not like. I mean, I don't think there's anybody even in like maybe. I don't even think there's anybody even like in elementary school. You know.
yeah, like young kids.
I mean,
It's
it's a
like it's
pretty new
I'm
building.
getting the vibe. It's like a Hoboken type of vibe, like where
Yeah, I mean,
everyone
the
lives
building
there
is.
until they have kids, and then they have kids, and it's just like, why the fuck am I in Hoboken?
Yeah, it's mostly like young professionals type thing, I
Yeah, yeah.
guess. That kind of age range. Um,
I'm watching EG's getting fucked up in Worlds right now in League.
I heard C9 got dumpstered,
Did
dumpster
they?
renoed.
That's
That's what I've
funny.
heard. That's the rumor on the street,
Yo,
bro.
shout out to NA, dude. We're
Oh wait, let me
delivering on
pull
our
up.
usual on our usual.
I don't know if they. I actually don't know if they got dumpstered. I just saw someone on one of my other discords say something along the lines of, "Wow, C9 is awful." So, I'm really just inferring what that means.
Like League game or League Worlds results. Oh, I mean, it's still best of ones. It's groups, right?
Yeah, this is the group stage, yeah. But I
All
mean, they
right,
still
yeah. I
got
mean,
beat
they
pretty
did kind
bad,
of, yeah, they did get beat up.
and
Yeah,
they lost to
9 towers
Fnatic.
to 3.
Hey, yo, shout out to Sejuani though, bro. You love to see my boy out there.
He lost. There's a
Yeah,
Sejuani in the
but
game right now too.
I don't really. Sejuani's so good, right? What a beast.
He's playing. He's
But
playing at top. It's not a jungle Sejuani. They got Viego in the
yeah,
jungle.
still, I mean, Sejuani's a
Viego
Sejuani, bro. A boar
definitely
is a
nice.
boar.
Yeah, this is true.
I don't
So
know if
he's
we've talked about this on the podcast before.
yeah.
And this could just to keep on this topic a little bit. Um, I guess this isn't exactly related, but like, what do you think is missing from video games, dude? Like, why do you think we're still playing League instead of something new?
I just don't think there's like I mean, how much better? Like I don't know. What do you want? Like better graphics, I guess. Like what do you think
I
is
don't know.
missing?
Just
I think
I
that's
don't.
the issue. Is just like nobody know. Like what else do you add? Like the graphics are
Yeah.
fine. No one's complaining about the graphics. It's like it's not like
Do you
video
think
games in
that?
2006.
But is there just like not enough room for like there to be different types of games of the same genre? Like, there's League and Dota, right?
Yeah.
But that's kind of basically it. Like all the other MOBAs just like kind of died.
Yeah, I think it's well the other ones died because they were just worse. I think League is the best one. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know. I think
I don't even
Dota's
think it's
still
close.
big, right? I don't,
Dota's still big, yeah. I mean, Dota's still out there. I mean, relative to other games, it's big.
both
I
of
don't
them
think
though. I think the
relative to
reason
League.
I think the reason there haven't been new ones is I think they're just gonna like keep like rebuilding the old ones because
League,
of people's
yeah.
skins. I think the skins is what changed the game. It's like
Oh, you think people are too invested, like
yeah, because now
monetarily?
it's like yeah, like what you're gonna just be like oh yeah, like we're not gonna do League, we're gonna release League 2, and it's all of your skins are gonna be gone.
That's what Overwatch did just now, didn't they? That literally what
Yeah, well,
Overwatch
that
just did.
game went bust even without that. Do they even have good skins? I don't even remember any of this. I feel like the skins wouldn't be very good. Like it would just be like for the
It's
whole
kind of
champion.
Some of them are good, actually. Some of them like Overwatch is the weirdest story because I mean you remember when Overwatch came out, it was humongous. It was like the biggest
Yeah,
game
it
for
was. It
like
was
two
fun for a
months, three
while too.
months.
It just got really stale
And
really
then
fast. It didn't have a lot of like replayability.
I think what they fuck I think they just like mega ultra dropped the ball in the competitive. I think that was the big thing. One, it didn't release with competitive, which is like
Yeah.
insane. Like to not release a game with a ranked mode today, where it's like built to be a competitive game, is like insanity to me. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Um,
Oh shit, EDG's just wiped the shit out of this LPL team.
and then also, it was just like a mess when they released it. Like it wasn't actually competitive. Like you could play as many of the same champion as you wanted on one team. It was just like like I don't know how Blizzard fucked that up so bad, bro. Blizzard is
Oh, I didn't
awful, dude.
remember that. You could have two of the same champion on one team.
Dude, two, you could have as many as you wanted. You could have six.
I feel like
First of all,
I vaguely
66, which is
remember like
weird.
a cheeser strat like that, but I don't actually
Dude, there was that
I
was
don't have
the
like a
thing. Like it was
concrete memory of it.
mega
It was just
imbalanced.
yeah, I remember you just I mean
I
a
mean,
lot of
you
shit
could
was pretty imba, but
one of like the weird strats on like the control point ones where you had to just like hold a point is you would just have like two Lucios and just four Reapers, if you remember that guy. And they would just speed the Reapers up
yeah,
and
I
they
do
would just like
remember that.
destroy everybody. It was just like so stupid shit like that, which is just like or everyone would just play Winston and they would all just jump on
Was that
one
the
person. It
gorilla
was like
guy?
instant, yeah, the gorilla guy. You could just like all
Yeah.
jump on the same
Yeah, I
person,
remember
like
that.
insta laser beam kill. Like it's just stupid shit like that you could do to cheese. Just tons of dumb shit.
Does
Point
Blizzard have?
being,
I mean, what
Blizzard sucks.
competitive games does Blizzard have? I feel like they
They had
just don't.
StarCraft. They had like the OG,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. You know what? Actually, yeah, true. Yeah, I forgot about
after
StarCraft.
StarCraft, and they dropped the ball in StarCraft 2, bro.
Yeah,
StarCraft
StarCraft
2,
2
they
is some shit,
fucking
right?
let die, which was awesome. It was an awesome game for a while.
How'd they let it die? I thought it just figured it just stopped being popular.
Um, just like shitty support. I felt like for tournaments. I mean, I don't
Oh,
know.
so just Blizzard's usual fuck ups. You want to hear
I
something
don't
crazy?
know. Oh yeah,
Actually,
go.
speaking of that,
Yeah.
my friend, what game was it? Some game's coming out soon, and it's a Blizzard game. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if it's or maybe it's like an
Well, Blizzard
Activision
game.
game or something. It might be like a new
Is it? It's
COD
not
or
World of
something.
Warcraft. Okay.
No. Maybe it's. I mean, Activision and Blizzard are the same company, right? I
Yeah, they're the
remember.
same company. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah. It's
must be like
Activision Blizzard.
an Activision's COD, right? It's probably some new COD or
Yeah.
something. Anyway, it doesn't really
Okay. Yeah.
matter.
There is a
He
new
or, he
Test I was
pre-ordered
talking
he
about.
pre-ordered this game on Blizzard, right? And then he saw
Mm-hmm.
that you could get it on Steam, and
Oh yeah.
apparently it said that like you could refund it on Blizzard. So he like went to Blizzard, and he said like nowhere on their entire website, there's nowhere where you can do any kind of like support thing or like chat. They've just gotten rid of it completely. The only thing that he could do was like submit like a fraud ticket, and he basically ended up doing that and being like, "Hey, like sorry I had to submit a fraud ticket, but there's not a single place on your entire website to like contact support."
Yeah.
So he basically like had to go through like that process. I don't know if he ended up getting his money back or not, but he's like he like told me about that. I was like, "Damn, that really is kind of
Have you
wild."
have you noticed like a lot of not just gaming companies, but companies in general have just like gotten rid of any kind of live support, and it's just like these shitty robots now that just like can't actually fix your issue, and it's
Yeah,
like
but
it's
if you
impossible to get a real person.
oh really? I don't have a problem with getting a person. I was gonna say I've definitely noticed that, but like usually you could just be like, hey, like like if you just tell the bot
Yeah.
like some prompts, like I want to speak to somebody, like talk to a representative or something like that, and just keep saying that, it'll usually just be like, okay, hang on, like we're rerouting you to, have you talk to somebody who's
My
real.
I think I told you this. My cable was like auto charging me for like HBO fucking whatever for like the last 6 months. I'm like I don't even know how I accidentally fucking signed up for this shit. Um, but it literally took me like 15 minutes to get to a real person through the chat.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
It was really fucking
I'll
crazy.
give Fios shout out on that, dude. Totally sponsored by Fios.
Fuck Cablevision.
Yeah, fuck Cablevision. Fios all the way.
I don't even know. I don't even think they're called Cablevision anymore. I think they're called Optimum or something like that.
I had such a good
Who
experience
fucking
with the
knows?
Fios guy. I remember a couple weeks ago that oh fuck,
Yeah, I remember.
I was gonna say I remember
What
his
was his
name, but
name?
I actually don't.
It was like Stefan or something. Like, or it was like
Yeah,
Sebastian, something like
no,
that.
I think maybe Stefan is right.
It was
No, it
like a
wasn't Stefan.
somewhat exotic name, but it
Yeah, but
was
it was
kind of
still like
basic at the same time.
yeah, exactly. It was like unique, but not too unique.
Yeah.
The perfect fake support name. Like it
Subordinate,
wasn't
man.
just like John or something like that.
Yeah, Sam. All right.
What the fuck was it? It was like Hans or something like that, but it wasn't that. It was like Stefan Hans. Anyway, this doesn't make for good content, and maybe it'll come to me during
Terrible
the
content. You
podcast.
trying to figure out
I'm
your
trying to
tech
remember
support on
tech
FiOS's
support.
name? Jesus
Yeah,
Christ,
tech
bro.
support
You're the
employee's name.
worst.
Well, hit me with one of these topics that you said you were thinking of. You said you had some stuff written down. Fuck my rambling about FiOS. It doesn't matter. Who cares about that? No one cares about my internet problems. Hit me with a topic.
Yeah, I want to say, okay. So here's one that we talked about earlier, and I feel like I didn't get the full story on this, or I wanted to pick your brain more, right? Um, so just for some context, I'm like awful with music, right? Like I listen to a lot of music,
Yeah.
but I listen to like the weirdest, most like obscure random shit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the Spotify shit I listen to has like, less than 10,000 like monthly listens and shit like that, or like old music that's just like, old 90s shit, whatever.
Yeah.
But you somehow like know like popular music, and I don't even understand how. So explain to me, like as a kid, do you just listen to the radio? Like that's just like where are you listening to the radio? Just on the fucking bus? You gotta you gotta explain this to me as like a music fucking apparently like just know nothinger. Like I just feel like I'm completely blind. Like all these people on this trivia show we watch just like
Yeah.
know every song from like fucking
I nailed both of them today
1990
when you did.
to
I don't
like
know if
2020.
I don't know
And
if
I'm
you
just
heard it
like,
or
what
not.
the
I
fuck?
like hit that. I hit both of them nail on the head today during today's. It was who was it? I think it was like the Killers and then somebody else.
Yeah, but like, how are you even consuming that much music and have that much like diversity?
I mean, a lot. What like from childhood, a lot of it was radio, probably. Yeah, I mean, like a radio and Pandora, probably. Like I listened to just a fuckload of Pandora back in the day when that was like a big thing. But I don't know. I mean, like long bus rides, like listening to the radio every day. Like a lot of the bus drivers would just listen to like, pop radio or whatever.
Just like local stations?
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, what else would you listen to? It's a school bus, man. It's not like they don't have like the MP3 hookup.
I don't even know. Like, I don't even know how the radio works. The only radio station I ever knew of, I don't think the only one I could name is like Z100. And I'm guessing it's only in New York, right? That's a New York station.
That's how all radio is local, unless you've got like
right.
broadband,
Unless
or whatever
you're,
the fuck.
yeah,
I don't know, narrow band,
whatever
short
it's
band.
called.
I don't
The
know.
one that
Yeah, there's like
talking about
different
the
bands.
Howard
I don't know
Stern
which
shit?
ones are which. No, that's satellite.
What's the Howard Stern shit? Oh, that's
That's a
satellite.
different
Okay,
thing
sorry.
altogether. There is like it's like basically like AM and FM radio. One of them's like short band,
Okay,
and one of
right.
them's wide band.
Okay, yeah.
Essentially, I think is the way it works. Like, why don't we look this up? AM versus FM radio.
This is such a zoomer topic, bro.
So AM I know like is more long range. So like sometimes if you're like out in the wilderness, like if you're like when I'm in Maine, sometimes like if I listen to AM, I can pick up like some Canadian channels, for example.
That's lit, yeah.
Whereas like FM will be like a lot more local, I think.
You're real local.
But the
okay.
quality
But it's
is
a stronger
worse too.
signal.
FM's
Yeah,
like
okay, I
higher
was gonna say,
quality,
yeah.
but like got to be closer to it. Yeah, FM is higher on the spectrum, which I think it makes it a shorter wavelength. Higher frequency, yeah. Higher frequency, so shorter wavelength, yeah.
Jimmy would know. He was a radio guy.
Yeah, I probably sound like such an idiot right now. I'm probably getting this completely wrong, and I'm just like, yeah, no, that's right. But hey,
I didn't even know what the difference was, bro.
Armchair
So I
expert.
mean, you're like leagues ahead of me.
yeah. So AM's got some really kooky, crazy shit. Think of AM as like your
Just like weird
like public
talk show
access TV type of shit.
Okay, yeah,
Like it's
I
just
see.
like if you want an AM channel, like you can like basically get one, and then FM's like there's fewer. I think there's like fewer like bandwidths or something, or like maybe like the equipment's more expensive to stream. I don't know what the reason is, but those are all.
But there's like
commercial
oversight
stations.
There's like oversight also. There's like a body that oversees the FM stations.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I
Is it
think like
same
the
with AM too?
FCC or something probably.
Yeah,
oversees- yeah. There's some like regulatory body. Like yeah, like you can't just like. I mean, that's like that show that like speaking of shows, that show People Just Do Nothing, which I love on Netflix.
Oh yeah,
where they
that's a
run
UK
a
show.
pirate radio station. It's like basically it's
Yeah.
like you can't just like stream to any frequency you want like that because there's no regulatory oversight. You have to have like permits and whatever the fuck else. I don't know.
Some bullshit fake news.
Yeah, some bullshit fake
Government.
news. I don't know how it works though. I think it might just be like a one-time cost or something, like an annual cost, and then it's just kind of like years. I don't know.
How do we get on the radio? Why don't we just do that instead of whatever this bullshit podcast?
I don't know. Like AM would probably be the easiest thing, but I don't even know.
Let's
how
just
you
get
would
an
go about
actual
that.
radio show.
like an
Quit
FM
your job
radio
stuff.
show.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to listen to a station when I was a kid growing up, like a morning radio like talk show that I actually really enjoyed in DC on I was like the DC rock station, DC 101.
Mm-hmm.
But their morning like radio talk show host guy would just like tell stories about like what it was like coming up in the radio world, and it's just like fucking
That's
crazy,
lit.
man. It's lit, but it's also just like it seems like such a colossal pain in the dick, and like it didn't even seem like he thought it was worth it, and like it was kind of like his dream job, you know.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, maybe it wasn't his dream job, but like he was really good at it, and
Nah,
he
it
seemed like
has to
really
be your dream
he
job,
seemed
bro.
like passionate about it, and he was like super into it, and it was a good show too, you know. It was like entertaining. It was like kind of pushed the boundary of what's like allowed on the radio type of stuff.
Well, I know that's like Dan Carlin's origin story too. He like wanted to be like a radio guy, and then he was like, "This is awful," and then he started doing podcasting.
It seems like the
So
path to it is just heinous. Like it doesn't seem like it would be at all like it really seems like everything he would tell you would be like, yeah, like all these stories about like having to be up at like, 3 a.m. doing like the graveyard shift for like 5 years, and then like you get fired because the radio station's out of money, and then like you go do it somewhere else, and then like eventually you just get like lucky and like land a gig like that, and it's like damn, bro. Like I guess there really are people that are that committed, but damn,
yeah. I mean, like that sounds bad, but it's like a lot of people's like life is working the graveyard shift, doing like even more menial tasks. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
so
that's true. That's true. I mean, I guess it looks
also
like you're
kind of like a
entertaining
luxury.
people or something.
Yeah. Plus, it's like you're kind of like, I mean, maybe not.
You're
Maybe this is wrong, but I feel like you could kind of like dictate your own,
Oh,
you
dude.
know,
Especially during
kind
this
of.
graveyard shift or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
like
he can
you're
just
doing
kind of
whatever the
talk what
fuck
he
you
wants.
want, probably. Like, yeah, like as long as like shit's not going offline, you're probably in good shape. Like you could just ramble about whatever.
I
Like
mean,
who's
maybe
even
that's what I
listening
just
to
need
the
to do.
radio if they're on the road?
Just
Like,
great. I mean, truckers, like literally.
yeah, well, that's what I mean. I was gonna say you'd have to be on the road, like driving a truck. I don't know
No,
who else
you
you
know
would.
who else is? All those other losers I was just talking about working graveyard shift menial jobs, dude.
Yeah, maybe if they're
That's
like
literally the
60, but
market.
otherwise, I don't like. Who's listening to the? I mean, it's like you kind of
Yeah,
said, like
hopefully they're
who's
listening to
listening to the
us
radio
instead.
anymore? Yeah, listen to a podcast. Listen to the worst podcast ever. Do it. It's still better than the radio. Oh my
Like unironically, I think
god,
so.
dude! EG just got fucking murked
Bro,
in a
you
team
can't be doing
fight.
that. You can't be talking about things
Yeah,
that you're
dude.
not showing on the
No,
screen,
dude.
bro. You gotta stop, bro. It's too.
It's
We
awesome
can't see
content.
it. It's terrible.
The
content,
viewers
man.
know. The viewers know. They watched this game.
Viewers don't know,
JDG
bro.
versus EG. The viewers totally.
It's kind of
watched this
hype that
one.
you're into it, though. I have to be honest. Like, I don't get really like. I just like don't give a fuck when I watch the pro scene shit. So
Dude,
I
if you
kind of
give me
like that you're a little
playoffs
bit
of
into it.
anything, I'm into it. Like
You are.
playoffs
No,
of
it's
any
true.
kind, I'm jazzed up for it, dude. I'm like, it's like ranked, but we got even more at stake.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. You are like you get jazzed up for fucking like baseball, hockey, like shit you don't even follow. I mean, I respect that. That's pretty good.
It could be anything. Yeah, baseball playoffs just started too. We could definitely do some coverage of that. Maybe
No,
that's what we
let's
should do.
not
We should
do-
just
let's-
get into
no.
into baseball
I'm
for the
done on
playoffs.
that.
Dude, come on. We had fun that one year we
I'm
watched
so
the playoffs in baseball.
I did. Yeah, and I heard that the Mets are good this year. So shout out
They're
to
losing
Frank.
right
Maybe
now, I think.
maybe. Oh really? Maybe I
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
do justice to my boy Frank and watch the Nets or the Mets. I don't even know what they're called, bro. I'm so out
Well,
of
if
it.
you like the Mets, I feel like you gotta like the Nets too. That's just like a
No, I don't
rite of
like them.
passage.
I,
You gotta switch your
I don't like the
affiliations.
Mets, dude. I
It
don't
would be
like the
better
Mets.
to like the Mets than the Yankees, though. I feel like if you like the,
Nah, I
I
kind
don't
of
know.
have to
This
like
is
the
this
Yankees,
is gonna
bro. They're
like
the team.
get me
My
some
mom's
hate
from the
with
Bronx,
somebody,
bro.
but
My
yeah,
mom's from the
dude.
Bronx. I gotta rep the
All right.
Yankees. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
bro.
dude, sure. Everyone's from the Bronx. Everyone's
No,
got to rep the
who
Yankees because
who reps
everyone's
the
from
Bronx?
because
If
everyone
no one reps
everyone
the
who
Bronx.
loves the
Bronx
Yankees
sucks,
reps the
dude.
Bronx because
Dude, the
they're like
Bronx is awful.
that's like the classic excuse for being a Yankees fan. It's just
Nah,
like, oh,
no
what
Yankees
my
fan reps the
grandpa
Bronx
was from the
unless they're
Bronx,
actually
so
from the
like
Bronx.
I inherited it. I have this is me too.
Who says that, bro?
Every
I've never
Yankees,
heard
every
someone say
insecure
that.
Yankees fan that knows that they're jumping on the bandwagon.
Are they even good? I thought they haven't been like really good since like the 90s or 80s or some shit. Like they win now and
won in
again,
a
but
while.
they're not like dominant, right?
No, they haven't won in a while, but they're very consistently good.
Yeah.
That's like I don't think there's been many years where they've been. I'm talking out of my ass, but I'm fairly certain that there hasn't been like a lot of years, if at all, where they've been like under 500. Really.
My mom was like really entrenched in the Yankees growing up. Like she was like she dated someone who like were I don't want to give too much info out, but someone who was like really integrated with the team and stuff. And like one of her best friends was married to like the general manager of the Yankees for a long time. So it's like she was like
That's fucking
really,
cool.
yeah. So that's why it's kind of like it's a little bit more than just like she's from the Bronx. She was like really into it. Like she was like she could have traveled with the
She
players and
was
stuff.
it was there was a lot more to it. She wasn't just from the Bronx. She knew somebody who was married to somebody who worked for the Yankees.
Well, he didn't work for the Yankees. I mean, he was the general manager. I mean,
I
that's
mean,
kind of a
that's
big
working
deal.
for
Or
the
the
Yankees, chief.
okay, yeah, sure, but I mean, he ran the team. That's a big difference, bro.
Yeah, no,
But
that
yeah,
actually is pretty cool.
no. So she was like pretty integrated, but it's one of those things where it's just like baseball just sucks. Like, I'm sorry, but it's just awful.
Yeah, no, it's not great. You know, I'm just sitting here thinking about how funny it would have been if your dad had been the one to get into baseball instead, or like if because of your mom, your dad got super into baseball, and I'm just
Yeah.
imagining like a middle-aged Italian guy being like, "Yes, I run around the bases very fast, go go go."
I wish my dad sounded like that. He doesn't really have an Italian accent like that. Like one, he has a super deep voice. Like it's not like me at all, dude. Like he has like a baritone voice. And he
Should get
sounds
him
more
on the
like
podcast.
like a Middle Eastern.
Oh
Like he
shit,
has
it
more like a
sounds
Middle
Middle
Eastern
Eastern.
accent
I mean, it looks
almost. I
Middle
mean, it's
Eastern
not
too.
a
You're
Middle Eastern
Southern
accent, but it's
Italian.
like yeah, no, it's like I don't know how to describe it, but it's not Middle Eastern. He just sounds like Indus like
Does he have a
just
gravelly
foreign.
voice or is it just deep?
No, it's just like deep.
It's
It's
just
kind of
deep.
like scary deep. I mean, maybe it's because he smoked for so long. I have no idea, bro. It's not like a. It's not really like a smoker's voice
Does he
though.
sound like a Pino Danjo?
Um,
Pero tendencia que
yeah,
dura.
kind of like that, but less Italian. I don't understand. My dad
Aqualina.
doesn't. My other family sounds way more Italian. Like, I guess because maybe because my dad lived here for a while that he kind of lost some of the Italianness in his accent. But my other Italian family is like really my whole entire family's Italian. I don't know why I said that. The rest of my family is like way more Italian-y accents.
It's so
So
fucking funny to me, and I'm 95% sure that you mentioned this on the podcast, but it's
yeah,
still so
you could
funny
say
to
it.
me that he just like speaks English to everybody in his town.
Oh yeah,
He's just like
it's so weird. Not like
I only
anyone. I
speak
don't.
English.
I think he just speaks English like to everyone, just like no matter what. Like I don't even like it's just second nature to him. It's so weird. And his English sucks. That's the funny part. It's not even like he's like speaks English really well. You know
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
actually hysterical? So well, I think because he knows English or he lived in the US, he's like has like higher status, like in his town. So like all his
So
like my
that I
sister
was
was
gonna
telling
say
me,
is that you know what's funny? I was literally gonna speculate whether that's part of the reason that he's speaking English is just
it
to be
might
like
be. No,
a
I think he's just
status flex.
confused.
Like, yeah, I speak English. What's up? Like, I
I
run
think
this
his
shit.
brain is just scrambled, dude. Um, but no, he's like his friends are all like professionals, like veterinarians.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
his like new girlfriend is supposedly like a teacher or professor or some shit. It's like funny because my dad is just like a whatever. He just because he lived in the U.S., it's like a cool thing. I guess especially for like older people there.
That's
It's
funny.
so weird. I always like I always just wonder like what he does all day. Like he doesn't work. He's retired. He doesn't work all day. He doesn't like I just have no idea what he's doing. Like that's just weird to me. My sister said that when she asked
Just
him,
hanging
he
out,
just
dude.
said, "Yeah, he just he likes to walk around." He said,
I mean,
"I
dude,
was like,
what is like
all right,
what is like any European person doing? Come on, like
just hang outside on their porch
especially
smoking
Southern
cigarettes."
Europe. Come on, are you kidding
That's
me?
literally what they
You
do.
remember the
They
whole
just hang out
Greek
outside.
crisis? It was like they just couldn't make them stop hanging out. They were like, "Your economy's in shambles. Like, go back to work." And they're like, "Nah, dude. Like, why would we do
We're
that when
chilling.
we're hanging out on the beach?"
Dude,
Like,
Greece is awesome, bro. Greece
Spain is the
actually
same way too.
rocks.
There's like Southern Europe. It's
Yeah.
like yeah, okay, we finished lunch. Let's go back to work. And it's like, you
Finish
know what?
one.
I think I'm gonna take a 2.5 hour nap actually, and then maybe like work another hour tonight if I feel like it. You got France doing everything they can to shorten the work. They shorten the work week by 5 hours every year. It feels like
I mean,
it's
you
really all
say
of Europe.
that,
I'm talking shit.
but yeah, but they have huge economies still. I mean, Italy is like the eighth largest economy. What, France is like six or some shit.
Yeah,
I
that
mean, they do well for
they're
themselves.
no, they don't. No, they don't.
Okay, well, you're the Mr. International Banker,
They're
bro. I
they're
mean, you let it. They have high GDPs, bro. I mean,
they're growing. Yeah, I wish I was a Mr. International banker. No, that I did some projects in college. That's my expertise. But no, they're like growing, but like very slowly and honest. I mean, they have like the same
If they're not
issues.
growing, I mean,
They
they
have
don't
the
have to be
same.
growing. If you're the eighth largest economy,
No,
you're
you
still
do
big,
have
bro.
to be growing. That's the thing. Is like
Okay, yeah, if you're gonna sustain
stagnation
it,
is
sure,
considered really bad in like an
sure,
economic
sure. I
sense.
get what you're saying, but I'm saying even if they're not growing at the rate of developing countries, right?
They're not
Like,
even really growing at the rate of developed countries, though. That's the thing. And then they have
well,
like
then
the
how are they
same budget
maintain? I mean,
issues that
how are
the
they
U.S. has.
still the eighth highest GDP or whatever? I mean, they couldn't have been that much higher than it before. I mean, if you're the eighth highest GDP in 2022, then I mean, I don't think Italy was like top five ever, right?
I don't know,
They
maybe.
presumably at least maintained where they're at. That's what I'm saying. I feel like there's like you're saying that, and I'm not saying you're wrong about like the growth and stuff, but I feel like the narratives are so overblown. Like,
No, I mean they are to a certain extent, but there is also like basically no like traditional economic indicator that seems to suggest that like there won't be like a big reckoning for them at some point. Like it's kind of like they're surviving
yeah.
off of the fact that they're basically too big to fail.
I mean, presumably the fact that they're part of the EU and there's some economic support there, and like other growing states, there's some safety net. But I guess that was kind of the issue with Greece recently, right? So
Yeah, yeah, essentially. And I mean like Germany, like I don't
the
think
EU has so
Germany
many issues,
basically
though.
Germany has to like bankroll most of Europe to keep like their own economy afloat. It's like a weird dynamic.
Yeah. How do you feel about like I mean, obviously we're not English, but like, how do you feel about them like leaving the EU or like the EU in general? You have any thoughts like from
I mean
your
like
Western
for
perspective?
England it's stupid.
Okay.
It's like it's not a good call at all from like England's perspective. I don't think. Like I think they
From like an
basically got like
economic perspective, do you
yeah
think the EU is good though?
no. I think they're worse off for doing that. It's like you basically like are
No, I
negating
think
all of
as
like the
a
free
sorry.
trade agreements and all of that shit that
No, no,
like
no, no, no.
that
I'm
you
not
get that
explaining
you
the question
benefit
right.
from.
That's not what I'm saying. Sorry. Do you think that the EU as an international organization, right? Do you
Yeah.
think it was a good idea? Like, are you in favor of like them just kind of being
Oh,
all
the
under one
EU
banner?
in general.
Yeah, the EU in general. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty sick if you can make it work. The problem
Do you
is
feel like
like
it's functioning properly?
no, probably not. Probably not because it's like it's one of those things where like everybody's got to kind of carry their fair share of the weight, and like a few of the states that have been accepted like I think it makes more sense as like an economical thing rather than like a political thing. And I
Yeah.
think like those two have like bled together and now it's like a weird kind of like a
Well, there's huge issues with Hungary. I don't know if you're familiar
yeah, no,
with
100%.
Viktor Orban and stuff. Where they're like,
Hungary's
he's
always got
basically just a
problems.
fascist.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah. Well,
that's been like
well,
Hungary's
it's a
recurring
weird
thing
thing.
for like the last 80 years. I mean, like,
I mean, the weird thing at the EU is basically like it was heavily pushed by France and Germany. They really wanted to set up the EU, right? But now they're also now in the position, now that it's set up, where they have to take on, most of the burdens as well.
no,
So
I mean France is
it's hard
big
for them to complain
benefiting,
about.
dude. France is one of those where like I actually do like
Uh,
France was specifically the country that I was
well, I'm
looking
not
at.
just talking about purely economically. There's burden sharing just in terms of like, for example, taking in refugees, right? So like, as an EU state, you're supposed to like take in like every state is supposed to take in a certain percentage of refugees, right? But like, I'm pretty sure France takes like almost by far the highest refugee flows
Yeah,
because there's like
yeah.
burden like other states just don't want to burden share like that, right? Um, and that's like a huge reason why they fucking basically paid off Turkey and let them like fucking take parts of northern Syria. Just to hold all these refugees because, obviously Europe just like doesn't fucking want them. I mean, I don't want to get too political, but it's interesting. I'm always interested to hear like other people's perspectives on things like the EU because I feel like, especially you, because you come from a more like economic perspective. Because from like a social science perspective, at least from like I guess like a more liberal view, like the EU is like kind of sick. You know what I mean?
I think it's sick from most perspective.
But
It's also just idealist. Like I don't think like there's not really many ways that it would have like worked out super long term. Like I don't know.
I mean, I feel
There's
like
just
it is
like
working out.
too many like cultural like geopolitical economical like little discrepancies. Like I don't know. I feel like you got to have like more of like a I don't know, more like uniting them. Like it either has to be like more tightly wound together or like I don't know, be like a lot more loose. I feel like where it is right now doesn't really
Mhm.
make a ton of sense. It's like you're kind of letting everybody do their own thing, but then like the rich are kind of like responsible for helping out the poor ones, and then it's like the poor ones never really recover because there's no incentive because the rich ones will always just help them out, and then it's like the rich ones get annoyed that they're constantly having to help the poor countries out, and then the poor countries like start complaining that there's nothing that they can do because, you know, I mean, it is hard for a poor country to become like a not poor country. So I don't know.
Yeah,
It's weird.
I don't know. I think it's good. I mean, I feel like I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people make it out to be, especially like European people who like at least they're always looking at it just from like their country's perspective rather than like the EU as a whole. And I think the fact that like other countries constantly want to join the EU, like Turkey and Ukraine and stuff, are obviously like a bunch of states are like desperate to join the EU, shows that there are like benefits to it.
Yeah,
Um,
but there's a reason for that, right? I mean, the reason is that they want the economic like and political support that they can't
yeah.
like manage themselves, and like I mean
Well, I
that's a
mean,
big ask. Like I mean, I guess like there's like that becomes like a,
but
you know,
that shows
like
to the
a
strength of it. That's a representation of the strength of the organization itself. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So that's why I would say it's mostly a success. Like if it was like a fail, like if it
I
was
don't
a
know if I
failure
don't
and
know if
not like
that's like an
working as
EU thing,
intended.
and or like whether that's a NATO thing for some of those countries. Like the economics, like yeah,
I
but
mean,
I mean the economics, the EU doesn't. It's more. I mean, like it might as well just be Germany. Like the others aren't really bringing that much to the table. I don't think maybe like the Netherlands are, I guess, probably, but like everyone else is like kind of pinching pennies. I think like I don't think anyone's doing that great.
yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about the economics of it, but
I mean that was why Britain left, right? It was like Britain like had this perception that like they were putting in more than their fair share and like not getting enough out.
you know, is that perception actually accurate? That's the I don't know.
I mean, in some senses it is, but it's not worth like not paying to not get the benefits, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So like in a sense it's
Hmm.
worth it from like the, you know, it's better than the alternative, but like that doesn't necessarily make it like good, you know? Like it's just the best of two options.
Yeah, I mean, there's like the only other organization that's similar to it internationally, I would say, is like it's called ASEAN. Do you know about this?
Is that this? Yeah,
ASEAN?
the Southern Asia, the Southeast Asia.
Yeah, and that's like the
That's a
Southeast
free
Asian.
trade agreement that they made recently, or whatever the fuck. I
No,
mean,
it's not a free
recently.
trade agreement. It's like the EU. It's like
No, but they made a free trade agreement. Wasn't that like not? I say recently. This is like when I was in like
you're talking
college.
about the TPP,
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
Trans-Pacific
yeah.
Partnership. No,
Yeah.
this is
Is
different.
that part of that or no?
Uh,
Oh, okay.
no. ASEAN is literally just an international organization that just has Southeast Asian countries in it, where they like decide on shit together. It's very similar to
Is
the EU, but this
Australia
doesn't
part of
have the
that?
economic. No, it's just like
It's
literally
literally
Southeast
just
Asia.
Southeast Asia. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and like
Yeah, yeah.
Vietnam, Cambodia, Taiwan, places like that.
Laos, yeah, and Indonesia
Yeah,
probably.
exactly.
Yeah.
But there,
Philippines.
it's like way more freeform. For example, like it's really weird. It's like way less formal than Western organizations. And but it also like every state needs to agree if they're gonna pass something. So like if one state nixes it, it's just out. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a real
Um,
pain in the dick.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, there are issues with it, but it's kind of just one of those things where it's like states are just still figuring out the best way to do these kind of international agreements, I guess, or organizations, whatever you want to word it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what else you
Whoa.
got? That was
How did we
like
even get
I
here,
don't
bro?
know. I
That
was
was
gonna
a
say we
fucking
went down a
wild
wild ass
tangent,
tangent when
bro.
we were
Jesus
starting. We
Christ.
started talking about radio. I don't know how that became like a.
Yeah, you never finished answering the question though. How do you still keep up with like modern music? Are you still listening to the fucking radio in 2022, my
No,
boy?
I don't really listen to that much like top 40 stuff anymore. Like I'm not really hip
Like,
to like the new Taylor Swift shit and like all that.
yeah.
Like I don't even know, maybe there isn't even a new Taylor Swift, but like you know what I mean, like that type of
Can
artist.
I just hit you with a question?
Yeah.
Okay, so who is like that white rapper that blew up like in the last year or two?
Dude, there's like I don't know.
No, he's huge. He's huge. He's like a
Oh,
white.
the
He does
ugly
kind of like
guy?
R&B stuff. Yeah, the ugly guy.
Oh yeah, fuck. I can't remember his name. The ugly guy where it's like it's unclear like fuck.
I know exactly that. That's what I'm
Fuck.
talking about.
Yeah, no.
Jack something. Jack
Jack
Harlow.
Harlow. Jack Harlow.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jack Harlow. Like, how did you find out about that? I found out about this guy like apparently like a year and a half after he became famous. I had no idea I'd never even heard his name before. Like
No,
that's
I
how out
feel
of the
like I
loop I
am
was.
plugged in enough. That honestly, social media probably like you would get like a little
Okay.
taste of something. That and like I'll occasionally listen to like a rap caviar or something like that, or like you know something that's like
Okay. Yeah.
vaguely mainstream on Spotify. So like that's probably where I would have heard of him before.
I love how it's like you describe him. I describe him as a white rapper, and then you go, "Oh, the ugly guy," and I go, "Yeah, him," and then we got the name.
Yeah, we knew who it was.
That's awesome, dude.
I
That's
mean,
just
listen, it's
ridiculous.
okay to call him ugly because the guy's got like big
He's
dick
not that
energy
ugly.
off the
Now that I'm
charts.
looking at
Yeah,
him,
he's not that ugly either. I
he's
mean, he's
honestly
got
pretty average looking.
yeah, yeah.
This is
Nah,
one of
he's
those
pretty
double
ugly,
standards
but
where it's like for a famous
I
person,
was gonna
he is
say
ugly,
he's ugly
but
for a famous person. He's like
he's like a
normal looking
really
by the
average
rest of our
looking.
standards.
You know
I
what? That's
mean,
actually
this
a
is
good
pretty rough
transition.
though. That's not great. I mean, I
Yeah,
was
I
gonna say
mean,
this is what I know about is his hair's all fucked up.
he kind of looks like what I would look like if I was whiter.
Yeah,
If I'm being honest.
you know what's funny when I
If I'm
pulled
just
this
being
up, I was like,
100% with
yeah,
you,
maybe like
yeah, dude,
pre-workout
he
done.
kind of looks like white me.
Okay, so yeah, so the facial hair looks like it saved him a lot because without facial hair, he's
Yeah,
down
looking
bad,
kind of
brother.
rough,
He's
bro.
down. He looks good with facial hair, honestly, and with his hair like a little bit fixed up, where it's like evenly spread out on the top of his head. Like this is just rough. Like what's going
I
on
mean,
here?
but this is just like this is a bad shot, bro. I
I
mean, you
mean,
could
it's a
find pictures
bad
with
shot, but
anybody
like you
like
could see
that.
that his hair was like that before. Like he kind of like it was like spread out. Like that doesn't look good. You know what I mean? Like he's
Yeah, the
got
more I look at
it's
this guy, the more I feel like I kind of look like him, bro. Jesus. I mean, not a lot, but a little bit.
I
At
feel like
least
the
the
more I
hair.
look at him, the less you look like him. But what do
I
I
don't know.
know?
That one picture.
This one.
No, not that one. Come on, he looks terrible there.
This looks like a fucking. What is this font? What is it? 1997? What is this? What Jack
Also, bro,
Harlow's
what is this
complicated
shirt he's
power?
wearing? Why does it like almost like a turtleneck t-shirt? Well, what
He
is
looks
going
like he's
on
like
here?
a
Or tank
transgender
top.
supermodel.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, this just goes back to episode 1 with the fashion. Like,
That looks like
who
a
like
women's
designed
tank
this
top,
for him?
right? I mean, like I shouldn't
I
say
mean, bro,
transgender. It's just like transvestite.
yeah,
Transvestite was
100%.
what
Where
I
it's like
meant to
it's like
say.
it goes up to your neck for some reason. Why is it hugging your neckline?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
don't
lost
know.
the screen. What happened here? Oh, we're
Did I
back.
click out of it? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, we're good.
Should
We're
be
good. We're
fine.
back. Here's like a weird thing, and maybe this is like me being like a gym snob. I feel like it's weird when dudes who like aren't in shape wear tank tops like that. I just feel like you really can only pull it off if you're at least like a little bit in shape, especially when you have like flabby arms and it's like shitty posture.
I
Like if you have
agree.
shitty posture and flabby arms, like I mean, listen, if you're comfortable, listen, I'm all about comfort first, but it's kind of like, bro, I don't know, man. That just ain't it.
Tell me he doesn't look a little bit like Sage in this picture, or in this shot. I feel like he looks more like Sage than you.
It looks like he got photoshopped into it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird camera angle. He's got the fucking
Yeah.
dad New Balances on, which are just popular now.
Those are fly as fuck, bro. Look at those. Look at the news. The
You
NBs,
know how I
Doug.
know that I'm just like brainwashed by media is like I look at those now, like 11-year-old me wouldn't have been caught dead within like a half a mile of those, and now they're like
Yeah.
back and popular, and I look at these and I'm kind of like, I mean, like
No, you would
I'm
wear
like
those?
I couldn't pull them off, but like they're kind of drippy a little bit, yeah. Like if you
Yeah, I
could
don't
pull them
see it,
off, they
bro.
would be fresh. Like if I was like a fashionable black guy, those would be sick. But
Do
like
you feel
like
like
a 5'9" white guy can't really rock those without it being like.
how much do you feel like social media influences you? Like, do you notice it in other areas besides that?
No, not really. I don't think I'm plugged in enough to it. It kind of like I'm
Yeah.
disconnected enough that it kind of just annoys me. I mean, it's like what we've been talking about. Like I don't have Twitter, I don't have Pinterest, I don't have Tumblr, I don't have TikTok, I don't have any of that. I don't even have Facebook anymore. I got rid of my Facebook. I just have an
Yeah.
Instagram. So like it's kind of like
Yeah, I don't have anything. I feel like I should. I'm starting to feel more like I was like a hipster before about it. Like I was like, oh, social media sucks. Like, what's the point of it? But
it's
now it
honestly
is kind of
it's
like,
kind of just entertainment. Like I don't use it to keep up with
yeah.
anybody or like be like, "Ooh, like Jennifer's at the beach this weekend. Like, oh my God, I wish I was there with her and her life looks amazing." Like, I don't give a shit. Honestly, I don't really give a fuck. Like, unless it's like a major life update for somebody, in which case, like
Do you
somebody
know
I'm
anyone
close
who's
with.
actually like that though? Because I feel like that's a straw man argument that people always make about social media. That it's like, oh, there's like everyone, it's only there to get FOMO, and people just post their fake lives. People always say that shit,
I
or
think
at least I
that's
always
true.
hear that narrative. But like, I don't know. I mean, and that maybe it's just the people I know like aren't into social media, and I don't know that many people to be honest. I have a pretty small circle of people I talk to. So it's like I don't know anyone who's like obsessed with social media like that, or like would ever even mention like
I
what
don't know.
someone else is doing on a Saturday night.
Maybe the reason is wrong, but like the addiction is very real. I
Okay,
don't
the
like.
addiction I agree with, but I'm saying
Yeah,
like, do
I
you
don't
know
know. You
anyone
could
who's
be
like,
right. I
oh my
don't.
God, I can't believe so and so is out on Saturday doing this. Why am I
I
at
think
home? You know what I
insecure
mean?
people are definitely like that. I think insecure people are like 110% like that. Yeah.
Interesting.
Like I think they'll like look at like other people's stories and what they have going on and get like jealous and FOMO and will probably be like sad that like they're at home not doing something, maybe, like that sort of thing. Like,
I
and I
understand
could
being
see how it could
envious.
get to you eventually. Like if you were like really addicted to it and just looking at that every day and then just like
Yeah.
looking at it more and more to get that fix and doing less and less with your own life, like it probably would be pretty fucking toxic to your
Fair.
mental.
I can understand like being envious of like certain goods, like a nice car or house, or like maybe even like a relationship or something. But like being jealous of like someone just like going out or like going on vacation is like kind of weird to me. You know what I mean? Like that part I like don't get because it's not like you could have those experiences yourself. You know what I mean? Like
Well, no,
I'll probably
I
never
think
own a
no, no,
Lamborghini,
no.
right?
Okay,
But
see,
I could
that's
like go to Greece.
yes,
I don't
yes,
know.
yeah. You can, but I think like you're comparing a threshold that like other people have the same way. They're like, oh,
Okay.
damn, like the only place I can go for vacation is like the lake that's 20 minutes from my house, and like this guy's going to Greece. It's like
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
true.
it's just like
Okay,
a
that's
different
fair.
like background and like
Yeah. I'm just
means.
privileged, but not privileged enough. Yeah.
Like
Okay.
actually, yeah. Like you,
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
it's
no, that's fair.
it's
That's
everybody.
fair.
There's just like tiers of privilege. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
people
yeah.
that are like
I
us
get
are
you.
like looking at people flying around on like a jet and being like, "Fuck!" Like I gotta fly business
Yeah.
to Greece, like or like "Fuck!" I gotta fly,
Yeah.
economy, not
Yeah.
business. You know what I mean? Like not
Yeah, I
first,
knew
I
what
gotta
you
fly
meant. Yeah.
economy. Like fuck, like it's like
They're not on a private
instead of
jet.
just
That
being like,
sucks.
"Damn, I'm going to Greece. This shit rules."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, damn, I'm not in the private jet.
Private jets seem pretty overrated, actually, as
Yeah, no,
far as
private
like
jet seems
conveniences
stupid as
go. It
fuck.
almost seems like first class is way more lit than a private jet. Like,
Yeah, no, I think it is. I mean, I
yeah,
don't know. I guess like there's, I don't know. Maybe this
there's
is
tiers
again
of
just like
private jets.
I was gonna say. This is like just like
Yeah.
again the different tiers of privilege. This is like a tier where we just like can't even really wrap our mind around it, like what the benefits are. We're like, yeah, first class and private jet. That's like the same thing. Meanwhile, like the guy that's like been flying private, or first class his whole life and got to fly private once is like, oh, you have no idea.
Yeah. Well, being able to like leave and arrive like kind of when you want is kind of
Yeah, that's
probably
pretty
pretty
sick.
lit,
That is
actually.
pretty
You
sick.
know.
And I guess like
But
more
yeah.
importantly, like than setting like the genuine like the general schedule, just like not having to think about like all the security and stuff. Like you just like walk in, you get on your plane. Like there's like some like
Yeah.
minimal security for like private
Oh
flyers.
yeah, yeah.
You
It's
just
like
like
a
walk
separate
through that.
entrance.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're like in
Yeah.
your own little world, which is
I
great
don't
because
know.
security
And you
is
probably
definitely a
feel
pain in the
so
dick.
your ego is probably
Oh,
blasting off
dude,
the
you
charts when
probably
you're
are
doing that.
just like coming the entire time.
Yeah.
At least the first time, and then it's like everyone's first time. You bust really fast, and then after that, it gets
Here's
better.
you think. What about with a private plane though? He's just like awesome every first time. Like every
It's
time,
just
like
like a
every
first
new
time.
airport you go
Every
through,
time is like
every
the
new
first
airport,
time.
you're like, oh hell yeah, dude. But it's instant. Wait, oh fuck! I had a good question. I had a good follow up on
All
that.
right.
Oh yeah, what gives you like the biggest ego boost, bro?
In
Or what's the
general,
biggest ego boost you've gotten in your life? Do you think? Like when did you just feel like you were the hottest shit?
damn, I don't know. Do you have an example in mind? Why don't you start us off there? Because I gotta like think
I
about
don't
that
know.
for a
I'm trying to
second.
think, bro. Honestly, I asked the question and then I was like, "Fuck, do I have an answer?"
I've been so mediocre that it's like, and
There
like I'm
has to
not
have been
even
at
saying
like
that as like
one
a put
point.
down thing. I've just been like
Yeah.
pretty average at like everything I've done. Like I don't think I've just been like there's ever been a point where I'm just like yeah like I'm fucking like I'm the G right now. Like
I'm the
probably playing
fucking
video
man.
games is like the closest I've gotten.
Yeah. When you get a clutch.
Yeah, like the first
You get the
that
five v
first
one.
1v5. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's so sad. I'm trying to think. Like, I feel like I had a really big ego just growing up in general, but just like ego, just like an ego, like when you just have like a moment. I'm trying to think. I feel like there has to be something.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think of something too.
Like, there's time. Like, I feel like I can evoke the feeling. You know what I mean? But I can't like place where it came from. You know what I mean? Or like the event.
Isn't it also weird how like we I don't know, like in general, it's like hard for me to think of like moments when my ego's been gassed up, but I bet you if like I sat here and thought for the same amount of times about like times that my ego's been like bruised or something, it'd be way easier to remember. Why is
Oh,
that?
it's so
Why do
easy,
we just
bro.
remember shit that's negative?
I don't know, man.
Humans suck,
It
man. We're just like
sucks.
down
Maybe it's
bad.
just us though. Maybe we
Down
are just
bad
like super
species.
negative.
Yeah, I mean that down just the
The
two of us down
negative
bad
group.
relative to
The
everybody.
mega negativity, dude.
Yeah, no, that's possible.
I feel like everyone is kind of like, do you know anyone who's like super positive all the time? Like, it kind of disgusts me when people are like that.
Yeah, it disgusts you because you're like subconsciously jealous. You're like, fuck. Like,
Yeah, why can't I be
yeah, like why
happy?
can't I
Fuck.
just be content? You know?
Hey, wait, this is actually a question. Yeah, this is I wanted to reopen the conversation about like making friends as an adult, and I was curious just in general, like what traits do you think you'd look for in a friend as an adult that you didn't look for as like a kid?
Dude, I
Which I
gotta
think
be
this
honest.
segues good.
I think anybody, and I don't know if this is like fucked up. Like if
Yeah,
you had
no,
some stuff in
hit
mind,
it.
I
No, I
n-
didn't have anything.
I never ever have thought about like making friends like that, and I don't think I ever could. Like that's such a
What do
weird
you mean? You
like.
talked about you. We talked about this on another episode, like making friends as an adult, or
No,
how it's
making friends as
difficult.
an adult, yeah, but like being like,
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
like these are the values that I'm seeking, and like I will pursue people that have these
Oh,
values. Like
oh,
that to me
yeah,
is
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so like not like a cringe isn't the word, but it's just like so
I didn't mean it
unrelatable.
like
Like I feel like
that.
I just like hang out with somebody and like if we just have like mutual interests or like things in common, like it's just like I don't know. I guess like people's values are kind of important to me. Like I,
Yeah,
I,
that's
I
what I
won't lie.
meant.
Like I make
I didn't
very
mean like
rapid
seeking
judgments
out.
about people. I don't know if you're this way too, but like I feel like you know how they say like oh like you know like you make a first impression on somebody in like the first 10 seconds like
Yeah,
no joke I think that like for me that like is 100% accurate. Like
I
I'll make an
100% agree with you,
assessment
but
and I'll be like no or I'll be like oh yeah this guy's cool or like this girl's cool, you know.
I have those feelings, but I have a pretty open mind about it because I've been wrong a lot. Like a lot of times, my first impressions aren't necessarily like wrong in the sense like the person is different than I thought, but like I end up like becoming more attuned to that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like there's certain people that I found really abrasive when I first met them,
Yeah.
but then after like hanging out with them for a little bit, like that abrasiveness like became endearing. You know what I mean?
That's
Um,
interesting. I don't know that like abrasiveness like that has ever become endearing for me. I will say like the only thing that I have had happen is like where I just like misread the person. Like I'll be like, oh, like this guy is just like a fucking jock. You know, after like the first 10 seconds, I'm just like, there's not much else going on. And then like you know through circumstances or whatever, like maybe I'll hang out with them more, and I'm like, oh, like you know, like no, like there is some other stuff going on, but
Yeah, I mean, I try to give people like the benefit of the doubt. One, because I've been wrong before with other people. Like I've made like impressions of people where I've been like, "Oh, this guy's a fucking loser," and then I've ended up like really liking them in the long term. Um,
what a
but I
PC
also feel
little
like,
cuck boy. He's like, oh, I keep my open mind. I got an open mind.
yeah, I mean that's true. But I kind of feel like I get misunderstood pretty easily too. Like I feel like I don't give off like a first impression that's necessarily like representative of who I am. Um,
How
not for like
so?
any particular reason, but I don't know. I just feel like it's easy. I don't, I don't know why I think that. That's, I mean, people have told me that. I guess that's why I think that. Um,
They've told you like they didn't like you at first, or like
maybe not they didn't like me, but just that I was different than they originally perceived. You know what I mean? Like I've had that multiple times. I've gotten that
yeah, but there's
feedback.
only one thing. Like
Uh,
unless they're like calling you like unless you're in an argument and they're actively calling you an asshole, the implication there is that like
yeah. Well,
initially they
usually
thought like you were kind of like an asshole or like a
yeah,
dick or stupid or something, and then they're like, oh, he's
that's
actually
usually what it
not
is. Either
that.
they thought I was dumb initially, right, or that I was just like very obnoxious.
Yeah.
Usually that's the feedback I get. That people think that I'm really obnoxious when they first meet me, and that you know I'm not as obnoxious, supposedly.
Not as obnoxious, supposedly. No, I think you're very charismatic, but like I could see like how for some people at first it could seem like a lot. Like you do like
Like
talk very
pride.
loudly and like you'll like talk over like you're not shy about like talking over people, which like for you is just like kind of conversation. And I think like other people can get thrown off by that because I mean like our Discord's kind of like that in general. Like you kind of just have to
Yeah,
yell to like get your voice in there, otherwise it's just you're getting drowned out. But
yeah. I'm probably part of the reason it's like that, but yeah. I don't. Okay,
no,
here's
but
the
you're
thing.
really
I try
charismatic
really.
because people like get drawn to you. I mean, like you know, like there's I know for a fact that there's like people that won't get on Discord, for example, unless they see that you're on Discord. You know, like that's just like
Yeah,
one observation. Like so you clearly have like a charismatic pull on people because like these people wouldn't come hang out if like it wasn't for you. But
this is a really weird thing to talk about. And I don't want to make this like too much about me or whatever. This is a little uncomfortable, but like I do have this belief, and this is gonna sound fucking crazy wonky, right?
yeah,
Um, and I'm really not into like woo woo bullshit. But I do think like people have, I don't know if it's like pheromones or like what it is, but I feel like people do have like magnetic pull that's just like natural. Like I guess you could call it like charisma or something, but I think it's like
That
more
is
than that. Like I don't
charisma,
know.
yeah.
I guess it's charisma, but it's like more than like I feel like it's like a more natural thing. Like my mom, dude, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, dude, people are like obsessed with my mom. Like she has so many friends. It's like it's hard to even understand, right? Like she makes friends with like everybody and like in the most random places, like instantly, right?
Yeah, well,
And like people like seek her out. It's like the weirdest thing. And so I think like I don't know, dude. I think
I
people
mean,
just like
apple
have
doesn't
it,
fall
you
far
know?
from the tree, right? I mean, I think
To
that's
some
kind of
degree, dude, it's
like
like
you
on a
probably
different
learned
level.
it
You
from
can't
her.
even relate it. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's like a learned behavior, but then, like in theory, anybody could be like that. That's why I feel like it's like I know it sounds stupid, but I really do feel like it's like pheromones or something like
No, I
that.
think in theory anybody could be like that. Again, it's to me it's that this goes back to like the weight conversation we were having last week. Like, like for some people, like some things just come really easy and naturally and like, whether that's like a like literally like a physical thing like weight or, like whether it's like a, like a relational thing where it's, like how you interact with people. But like people can definitely develop that though. I mean, like there's like I mean I can't think of anything like
I
specific
don't know
cases
anyone
with
who's ever
specific people,
developed.
but like
I
there are
don't think
people
so,
who
dude.
like used to just be like mega introverts. I mean, like the easiest place to find people like this is like in the celebrity world. I feel like there's like celebrities who talk about like, oh, like I used to be super introverted and like, like not talk to anybody, but then like I kind of like forced myself to get out there. Like I did this and this and like over like a few years and like doing like Toastmasters and improv and like stand up comedy or something like that. Like I developed like a like this like attitude of being like totally comfortable, blah blah blah, whatever it is, and like they just like I have like a totally different personality now. So I think it's definitely like you can learn it, but like it's for some people it's just super easy to be like that, and for others it's like a lifelong kind of
I
endeavor.
feel like it's different than just like personality, though. Like I feel like people are like drawn to people like
No, I
at like
agree, but I mean, there's like reason
I don't
like
know how to
those are
describe it.
like you're drawn to behaviors, right? So like in
Yeah.
theory, there's no like behavior that you couldn't learn and like master, like even if you're faking it, like in theory. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe like maybe there's just like some
I agree with you that you can like emulate it to a degree, but I guess like I don't know how to describe it. Like I really don't think like I don't know how to describe. Like, you'd have to meet my mom, dude. Honestly, I want you to meet her now,
I want to meet
so
her
that
too,
you have an
dude.
idea of what I'm saying. Next time we have to coordinate sometime. Next time you go up to Maine, bro, because it's kind of insane that you like literally drive by where she lives.
I do
Maybe
drive by where she lives. I could stay the night with her.
yeah, dude, she would love to take you out to dinner.
Hell yeah.
Next time, maybe I'll try to go out. Tell me next time
Let's
you're
go,
going
dude.
up,
I'll
dude,
drive
and
you up
I'll
there.
go. I'll go ahead of time, maybe.
You get your permit yet? That could be some of your permit
Yeah,
driving
I
is
do.
do like a long distance drive up to Maine
Dude, I
with me
have to get my live.
supervising.
Actually, looking into like taking some driving lessons this week. Um,
I
just getting my
we have
license.
put that on your. I don't have my OneNote open right now. Put that on your list. We have to talk about how that goes next week. You've never
Okay,
driven
yeah.
a car, right?
No, I have. I
Oh,
almost
you
got my
have.
license when I was like 18. Like I think
Oh,
almost like I
before you
had
went
my
to
driving
Hawaii,
test like
right?
scheduled and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I was like pretty, I was pretty prepared. I've probably done like I don't know, 20 hours of driving or something in my life, something like that.
Okay,
So not
you've
a
done a
ton,
decent
but
amount of
I've
time.
like I think if my life was on the line and you put me in the seat of a car, I
You
could
could pull
drive
it
it.
off.
Yeah, I think I played enough video games. I think I could manage getting down the road. But yeah, no, I'll update. I'll update on the driving thing. I feel like it is super weird to be 26 without a license, but
It's
it's
definitely a
also
little
kind of
strange.
like a
What do you
Zoomer
carry
thing.
around when you need like an ID? Do you just bring like a passport or do you have like an
No,
actual
I have
ID
a
that's not
state
a
ID.
license? Okay, yeah, you actually
I have
have
a
one.
state
I've never
ID.
even
Yeah.
seen one of those done, so it was like a mystery to
Oh,
me
you
whether they
probably
even
saw
actually
my state.
existed.
I didn't show you my state ID from Hawaii. You want to see
No, I
it?
don't think so. Yeah, sure. Throw it up on
Actually,
cam.
no, I don't want to.
Throw it up
I
on
don't want
cam
to.
right
I
now.
don't. I'm not showing my ID on cam on the fucking show. I'll show you later if you want to see though. It's pretty funny actually. The Hawaii
Yeah.
state ID is like an awesome. Um, fuck, what were we even talking about? Oh yeah, I feel like you misinterpreted my question earlier with the like what traits do you look for in a friend? I didn't mean like seeking things out intentionally, but like what do you think like attracts you to a person? I guess you kind of did answer. You said like you just know instantly like if you're gonna like somebody.
Yeah, I usually do. Like I like genuinely. I mean, this is like probably not a great thing, honestly, because I'm sure I've like
No.
missed out on friends. But I think like being introverted maybe plays into it too. But like 90% of like my friends are people who I just like knew within like the first 10 minutes. I was like, oh hell yeah, like I want to be friends with this person.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I have. Like, I know what you're talking about. Like, there are people I have been like that with, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like Vic, I always say this. Like Vic, I remember, like, I distinctly, I don't remember the first time we met, but I remember, like, after meeting him, being like, oh, like, I'm gonna be friends with this guy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I remember that. Like, I remember, like clicking. You know, I guess that's what I would call it. Like, sometimes you just instantly click with people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but there's like, I don't know how to describe it. I guess maybe as a kid, I never thought about it like this, but like, I think now, um how do I say this without just being like a complete asshole?
Dude,
Um,
just be an asshole. We're too vanilla on this podcast
and we're
anyway.
tubing
This is
up.
literally the
Like,
feedback
I
that we're
don't think I could
getting.
ever be friends with
Just say
someone now
some dick
who I
shit.
legitimately think is dumb. You know
Oh,
what I
no.
mean?
Okay, you know
Like
what?
stupid people. Like I just like that's just like an instant. Like I think someone's dumb. I don't even care how many things we have in common. Like I'm just out. You know what I
No,
mean?
I'm really glad you said that because I was actually that was going to be the next point that I made. I was like if you want something that like actually I was like values are probably like one thing which sounds it sounds so
What are
fucking
values?
cringe. Like it's not even like I'm like, "Ooh, I want them to have good values," but like I don't know, like certain values that like are important to you. Like, you know, everybody's got like different things that are important to them. Like for me like being like fair and like empathetic are like really important things. So like if
Not
somebody's like
littering.
yeah, like for example, honestly, like
Actually,
some people that probably doesn't really like if I have a friend like litters, like I'll immediately call them out. And like if that's something like
yeah,
I see somebody doing a lot, like I'm not gonna want to associate with that person. Like immediately it's a turn off for me. So like yeah,
yeah,
like that
I
kind of
agree.
thing. But then other than that, like yeah, like dumb people drive me insane. I mean, it's been like a trope that I've commented on for forever. And like again, like I'm not claiming that like I'm like I know for a fact that I'm not like I know where I stand in the world. I'm not a genius. I'm
Yeah,
like moderately intelligent, like relative to the rest of the like, you know, people that I've experienced in my life, and like the people that I want to keep around are the same way. It's like I can't like if it's somebody really dumb, like I just lose patience really fast. I'm like I kind of constantly got to like explain and clarify things, and I'm bad at that. It's just
here's
like
another thing that I don't like in people. People who, well, this is like, I don't want to out myself too hard here, but like, um, people who are emotional, dude, that shit triggers the fuck out of me, bro. And once again, like I'm an asshole and like I push buttons intentionally, so maybe that's why.
you
But it's
make
like
it, if
people
that's
who,
true, you 100% make it worse for yourself.
yeah, but people who get really emotional over shit, dude, I just can't handle that. Like, anyone, if you start crying in the middle of a conversation or like getting really upset really quickly, one, if I see someone getting upset while I'm talking to them, it like I mean, I don't know if I'm like a masochist or what the fuck's wrong with me, but it triggers like the fucking hunting. Like I just go like, oh, this dude's getting upset. Let's fucking put the pressure on, baby.
Yeah,
Let's see
no,
how
I've
loud this
noticed that.
motherfucker
Trust me.
gets.
Yeah, you
Like,
do that with your friends too. That actually is like
yeah,
that is one thing that you do that like
I
if I was
know.
gonna comment on anything negative about your personality, that's definitely one thing. Like you literally like and it's funny because like you get annoyed too. Like you're getting upset, like or
Yeah.
like riled up. Like maybe not upset, but like you know because people will start saying things back that are like nasty to you, and then like that just makes you
Mhm.
get even crazier. It's such a weird cycle that you put yourself through. It's just like I don't know why
I
you
get
do it.
excited, dude. Okay, because you know what it is? Like, there's a
It's the
legitimate
bully in you. That's what it is. Like
when
you like
someone
just going
bites
all the
back.
way.
When someone bites back, it's like them saying to me, like, "Oh, dude, you could just go all out now." You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like because I'm holding back a little bit, and then they say something back, and it's like, yeah, it stings a little bit when someone hits you with something, but then it's also just like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
the
dude, they
thing
want to play
is
that game.
this is
Let's
the
go."
difference is like you've got the same attitude one of my old college housemates used to have where you're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
like let's go." The thing is the everybody else around you, the reason that they're getting upset is they don't want to cross that threshold of like actually really hurting your feelings
Insulting
with something.
someone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they know probably like I've had that thought like in like arguments with you where I'm like, okay, I could say
Yeah.
some like really fucked up shit, but like I don't even want to because that's too far. So I'll just like sit and like simmer with my anger quietly, like at a certain
Yeah.
point. It's so
I don't have
frustrating
that
sometimes.
filter.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, we're all aware.
Yeah,
Everyone
I
on
know, I
Discord
know.
knows.
It's hysterical, dude. Honestly though, I really think like even if you said the absolute worst thing to me, and probably honestly even when I antagonize you in like the worst way, like you probably don't take it that. But I mean, the fact that we're still friends obviously means like there's like
No.
some self-selection that like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
resistant to it. Um, but I really don't think like even if you said like the worst possible thing to me, like obviously I have feelings, like I could be upset, but like I don't think there's anything any of you guys on Discord could say to me that like would stop me from being friends with you besides like outing yourself as like a neo-Nazi or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
No, I'm the same way.
Um,
I think there's just like for me anyway. Like, and again, it's like what you're saying. There's like a part of me where like I don't like it's like a subconscious thing. Like I'm not actively like sitting there being like, oh, like I don't want to say this because this is too far, and like I don't want to hurt the feel. It's like a subconscious thing where it's just like nah, I'm not gonna like continue to make it like worse for both of us.
yeah. Because then it just keeps escalating. I mean,
Yeah,
it's smart if you're
exactly.
dealing with someone like me, because it's like if you just keep going, like I won't stop, because I'm just like a ravenous animal at
Yeah,
some point. Like I get the blinders on, and I
yeah.
know it's a weakness, but
I mean,
I try
it's
to be self-aware of it at
no,
least
it
a
is
little
what it
bit.
is. I mean, to me, and this is kind of like goes into what you were just saying a second ago. Like, I don't think that like I will get upset and annoyed and like angry, but I don't think I've ever like, and this is just like a thing that like knock on wood, like I think I've been super lucky with as far as like my personality goes. I like am incapable of holding on to a grudge. Like if I have decided
Yeah,
that I like the person and like I like the person and like we're friends or family or like, you know, whatever label you want to put on it, like if we have that type of relationship, like yeah, I'll get annoyed, I'll get mad, but like give it like a day or two tops and like it'll probably just be like water under the, you know,
yeah.
water under the bridge.
I mean, I think it's a good trait because you probably carry that trait, like just in general. Like you don't care, you probably don't carry a lot of, you know, just like baggage, right?
No, not for the most part. I think
Yeah,
like my like it won't be like interpersonal baggage. Like I've just got
yeah,
like personal baggage of like just my own like
yeah. Everyone has that.
internal
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
baggage, yeah, but like not like yeah, not like relationship baggage. No, I don't carry any of that.
Do you feel like you carry stuff like with your job or anything like that? Like slights from people that you work with, or like feeling like you maybe didn't get like certain promotions or something like that?
Um
Do you ever carry grudges in that sense or no? Not grudges, but like,
yeah, I would say
grievances.
honestly more so. And like I haven't really had
Hmm.
like cause to the last few years I've been at my current job, but like my prior position where I was working, that was definitely like becoming a thing. Like it was impacting like my day to day, like my evening mental. Like I felt like I was getting like passed up for stuff. I didn't feel like I was getting opportunities. I didn't. And again, this
Yeah,
goes back to like the values thing. Like I didn't feel like I was getting a fair shake. Like it felt like I
yeah,
was just not getting like the same type of like fair treatment. You know
yeah.
that I that I was expecting. So it was like I
Well, here's
definitely
actually
carried that
another
with me.
thing with the friends thing, and I think this relates exactly to what you're saying now. Um, like respect. Like if I don't feel like someone like respects me for who I think I am personally, like if someone I feel like consistently talks down to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
And not like in like not like what we were saying before, where we're like talking shit or like antagonizing. Like I mean, it's just like if someone is consistently patronizing, for example,
yeah,
which I feel like I can do to people, and I kind of feel bad about that. Well, and I know it's like I just do it. Like I don't know what to say. Like
yeah,
like just call me out on it if I ever do it to someone. Because I try not to, but I just do it naturally. But if someone does that to me, like I'm out on that person, to be honest. Like I just can't handle that.
yeah, yeah.
Like anyone who's like super patronizing or who lies. I fucking hate people who are blatantly lying. That shit
I agree.
like actually drives me up the wall.
See, this is I mean, you were
Um,
asking like how like what attracts you to friends. I think it's like the fact that
yeah.
we have like a lot of this same shit in common is why we're friends,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, no, that's true, probably.
Yeah, I
Um,
was thinking about it too. Like I think I've got like a lot of the similar thing. Like I think in my case, like maybe like the reason that I kind of like, I mean, I don't really like ever have like conflicts with people about it because I'm not like actually very confrontational, but like I'm like very up for like debate and
yeah,
uh and like sometimes like I have a very blunt way of delivering things, which I think like comes off in a way that's like patronizing or like condescending, even though I don't mean it that way. Like I'm just like being blunt, you know, in my
yeah.
mind.
Yeah, no, I can think of times where both of us have been condescending to either each other or other people,
Yeah,
but
yeah, for
not like
sure.
I don't even think it's not like an intentional thing.
No, 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 no.
Um, yeah,
Or it's not like condescending isn't the trait. It's more just like condescending, like it coming off that way is just like a
a
byproduct of like
byproduct.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, 100%.
Rather than actually, I don't think either one of us is actually a prick.
Yeah, well, usually,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And
for
I
the
guess on
most
the
part.
flip side of the lies thing, like honesty is really important to me. Like I feel like there's like a difference between people who lie and people who are honest. Like they're okay, maybe being genuine is a better word. And this is like kind of obvious. Like everyone's gonna say like, oh yeah, I like people who are genuine. But there's like a different thing. Like Yeah, this huge ass
It's
bottle.
fucking huge. There's only two people. It's a 2-person table. It's as big as the table. Yeah,
Yeah, but
dude.
like being like I don't know how to describe it. Like when you meet someone, and this comes back to the clicking. Like I don't know how to describe like people who are genuine. Like and maybe you don't actually know when someone's genuine, but like Vic, I just keep bringing up like he has to come on the podcast at some point. Vic comes off to me as someone who's like a mega genuine. Like he just like is who he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just like immediately, and I really appreciate it. And like
100%.
that's one thing that's really important, I think. Like when you're trying to make friends, that's one thing I've noticed at the gym. And I don't know if it's just like the type of people who work out, or just the environment, or like how I come off at the gym. But I just like whenever I talk to people at the gym or like meet them, like they either ask me for advice or we're just like talking because I don't have headphones in, whatever. They just come off as like so fake and like bullshit, and it's just like immediately just like so annoying, bro.
No,
I
that
just like
definitely is
hate
a
that
common
shit.
trait at the gym. That was
It's
one of
just
the
like,
things, like,
dude,
literally that deterred me from going for like a long time. Like before I started
yeah,
working out, it wasn't even like I wasn't self conscious. Like I knew I was like a frail ass motherfucker, but it was more
yeah,
just like the kind of like the holier than thou culture kind of thing that like not really, not even that really. It's just like kind of like phony. Like everything's like very like
super
faux.
fake.
Like yeah, like
Yeah,
superficial. Like I don't know. And there's plenty of people like you too at the gym, but like those aren't the people that stand out, you know. And like I
yeah,
don't think it's a coincidence that the people that are like that are all at the gym. You know,
yeah.
they're all trying real hard.
No, I feel like the gym definitely like attract. I mean, it really clearly attracts certain types of people. I mean, vain people in general. I would probably say I mean, I don't take super care of my appearance outside of working out, but I would probably put myself in like more vain than average, right? Probably just the fact that I work
Yeah,
out as much
yeah,
as I do
probably,
probably
yeah.
puts me in that tier. But there are people who just like take it over the top, bro. Like just ridiculous. I mean, the things people wear, like the whole like I don't even know what you call it, like gym fitness. I'm not the gym fashion, I guess. Like
Yeah, yeah.
like the
No, I
whole
know
I
what
don't
you're
even
talking about.
Gym
Like
Shark shit, like that whole
fashion.
aesthetic.
What's it called? It's like fabletics, something like
Yeah, something like
something
that.
like
Like all
that.
the Gym Shark, all that
Fashionletics.
shit
Oh
is
yeah.
just so like, bro, like they like try to evoke like this certain
Bro, you should
aesthetic.
be wearing the shittiest stuff you have to the gym, really. Like that those are the people that I respect at the gym. Like cuz I know
Yeah,
that they're not there
a
because of
ratty
that.
T-shirt.
Exactly. Like they're just there in like some shit. Like, you know, it's like
Yeah,
yeah, like maybe it'll be like dry fit or something, but it's not gonna like have like some big logo on it. It's not gonna be like Gym Shark, you know, like
off logos, dude.
Lululemon, whatever the fuck.
I
Like
actually like
those,
Lululemon.
dude. It could be comfortable as fuck, but honestly, I'm definitely judging
It's
anybody I see
comfortable,
in some
bro.
Lululemon.
I'll be
It
honest, I
might
like
be.
Lululemon
It
stuff,
might be. It better be
but
comfortable for like $100 for like a pair of fucking shorts.
yeah, like $68, but still very expensive.
Oh yeah, excuse me. 68
Yeah,
bucks for a pair of shorts, man.
yeah,
I'm not even kidding. Like if we go on Nike right now, like if I go to the Nike website, I bet you there's like a bunch of shorts that are like under
for like
25
20
bucks.
bucks. Yeah,
Under
probably.
25 bucks.
I mean, bro, I'm not gonna argue that you could find cheaper shorts.
But like they'll be comfortable enough. Like it's not a magnitude of 6 times more comfortable, right? Or is it? I mean, I don't know. Maybe for some people it is.
Honestly, I mean, I have a few different like high end, I guess would be the word, like athletic shorts.
Yeah.
Um, and I actually do think I like the Lululemon ones the most. Like I have like two pairs of Lululemon shorts, like two pairs of Roan shorts, like three pairs of Roan shorts. Um, I have one pair of like that 10,000 company. I don't know what the fuck it's called, 10,000 something. I don't know, some shit like that. I have like a few. I've tried like a bunch of different athletic stuff.
10,000 guys
Um,
kissing me on the lips.
10,000 boy kissers. Um, and honestly, I think Lululemon has the best product, especially the liner shorts. I actually think the liner shorts are really solid if you
I
like liner.
fucking hate liner. Oh my
Yeah, I don't
god.
like
You like
liner
shorts with
either.
liner in them? I'm going to
I
throw up in
actually
my
don't.
mouth. We got to end this
I
podcast. It's going
accidentally bought
downhill.
one, but their liner is actually it's pretty
Oh,
comfortable.
dude. Oh my god.
I mean,
Nah.
I still wear underwear with it, but
You
it's
wear
fine.
you wear underwear and then you wear the lined shorts over the underwear?
Yeah, over my
All
briefs.
right.
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean,
that's a
it's boxer
crazy
briefs.
maneuver.
It's like the same thing. Briefs with line is like literally the same
Yeah, so
thing.
you're like double bagging underwear.
Yeah, I got big balls.
Dude, you could have the biggest balls in the world. That's not unless you got unless you got like a 9-inch dick. I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah,
Your balls stay
unfortunately.
uptight next to your body
Definitely
regardless.
not. Definitely not flaccid.
Yeah, gotta get that plastic surgery. These dick implants. That's a thing, right?
Yeah.
You can get dick implants.
I don't think
Would
so.
your dick still get hard if you got dick implants?
I
Maybe
don't think
not.
you can get dick implants. Actually, do you remember that guy Leo in Longevity I used to watch on YouTube? I used to post me and Vic used to talk about his videos. He was obsessed with dick lengthening. Um,
So you had a little
and
dick.
he had some wild stories of like literally putting weights on the end of his dick. Um, and like he did like a bunch of shit, and like basically his conclusion was like, I mean, you can
He's like, I got an
like
extra half inch.
yeah, I think that was literally the conclusion. Like his actual conclusion was like, if you're like a grower and not a shower, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You can make
You
your
can show
flaccid
more.
dick way bigger. Yeah, you can make your flaccid dick closer to your full size dick, but you really can't make your
That's
erect dick
really
that much
funny.
bigger.
That's really
Yeah,
funny. Well, you know what? I
that's like
am a
his
grower,
conclusion.
not a shower, so maybe I got to look into this
Yeah,
guy's
so you
videos and
gotta
get
if
some
you want
tips.
to be, but I mean, at this point, it's kind of like, I mean, you're married, bro. Like, do you just want your dick? You want to do your dick outline everywhere? You want to make it more uncomfortable when you wear
Yeah.
sweatpants? Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, if
Dude,
that's your goal.
honestly, I think I might like. I've never really thought about it, but something about the way my dick sits on my balls. I think like I always have a big bulge. Like my dick's not big. Like I'll be the first to
Yeah,
say it.
but you had that litty,
I
you
have
got
a
that litty
nice
bulge.
bulge because I think my
Yeah,
dick perfectly
it's
nestles
the perfect
between my
length for your
nuts.
ball sack.
It's the
You
perfect
have the
length.
ratio.
It sits right on top. It's like a
The
little hot
golden
dog.
ratio.
It's like a little hot
Yeah,
dog. I've got the little buns, one little nut on each side, and then just the hot dog right down the middle. The little what do they call it? It's a little pig in a blanket. The little pig in a blanket.
yeah. Oh, here, I just thought of I thought of a little would you rather. I was thinking about this would you rather the other day.
Oh,
I asked Tony a prototype of
that
it,
was a
but you just reminded
perfect
me.
thing to end on right here.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
go.
end this. Okay, so would you rather have to put yellow mustard on everything you eat for the rest of your life, or only be able to drink Mountain Dew?
I mean, yellow mustard. I feel like is a no-brainer.
I'm talking like that shitty Heinz yellow mustard.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
I know
talking
what you
like
mean.
good yellow
First of
mustard.
all, I
I'm
don't
that
mind
you
it that
gotta put on
much.
everything. Oh, really?
Second of all,
That
I mean,
nasty
I'm
ass
thinking,
Heinz yellow
I'm
mustard
doing the
on
thing that I get it.
everything.
Yeah, no, yeah, no. I still think I'm doing the thing that you do, where I like complain about you being too pragmatic about it. But like Mountain Dew you would die in like 10 years. I feel like if that's all you drank,
You
you know.
have to drink
Like I feel like
Mountain
mustard, I can like yeah, it's like it's not great, but
Dew.
like I can live a like fulfilling life. Like the Mountain Dew, I feel like that
You could
you're
drink
just gonna
You could
die.
drink Diet Mountain Dew also. If
Dude,
you're
Diet
worried
Mountain Dew
about just
isn't
getting
any
fat.
better than regular Mountain Dew. This is like the
At
biggest
least you're not
fallacy
gonna
to
get
me.
as fat, dude. You're not gonna get as fat. That's
Yeah,
for
okay,
sure.
so you're just gonna get like cancer from the fake sugar chemicals or something. Then I don't think there's like a win.
I'm pretty sure it's like aspartame doesn't actually have higher rates of. Actually, sugar is worse for you. Like the sugar would definitely kill you before the fake sugar. I don't even think that's an argument. I think the real
I
like
don't
I
know,
think
dude.
sugar
I
is like
don't
one of the
trust
worst
it.
things for your body.
I don't trust it. I think
Okay, well either
it's like
way, even if it's
it's
the
like the
worst worst,
chiropractor for me.
it's it's
I have
awful.
I
No,
have
the
a stance on
chiropractor
it.
is fake.
Well, that's my stance. There's plenty of people who will not agree with you on that stance. My
The
girlfriend
chiropractor
being
is
one of them.
fake. Dude, I'm sorry. See, your girlfriend not gonna be friends.
You couldn't be friends. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. That's good. That's
Oh yeah.
one less guy friend that I need to worry about.
Oh yeah. I think I'd be the last guy friend you'd have to worry about.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm also like
Yeah.
I can't even like really put myself into that mentality seriously. No talking to guys.
That's a topic we should bring up on another podcast.
Yeah,
Now
that
I'm
could be a
interested in
topic
that
for
one.
next week. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
We
we'll write
crushed
that
it
one
this
down.
episode, dude, by the way. We're at like an hour and 13 minutes right now. Like I don't know if you're recording too, but we're
Yeah,
like
and we're in a flow state.
we blew this bussy right out of the water today.
You know, hey, listen, we had not like we didn't have mega pre-prepared topics. We had some loose things to talk about.
Yeah,
And it
see,
kinda
this is
worked
what I was
out.
talking about. This is the prime flow state for the podcast, I think.
Yeah, where it's like we have like I just had like some ideas, and then we
Yep.
just kind of
Yep.
worked off that.
There
So
doesn't
maybe
need to
that's
be
what we do
structure.
next time.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
All right. All right. Well,
Yeah.
you want
We'll
to
see
send
you
us
then.
off?